Hello, welcome here. My name is Naya, and on this channel, I share sewing tutorials on fashion, designing, and craft every week. In today's video, I will show you how to cut and sew a flare leg skirt short or a trouser skirt. To begin, I start by folding my fabric into two. I make another fold to have a triangular angle where I would be marking the waist level, and my measurements are 32 inch divided by 4 equals 8 inch plus 5 inch for the crotch area. I now trace out my waistline, and I'll go ahead to measure my pant length from the waistline. I'll measure from the shortest angle of this fabric, which gives me 14, and I'll use that 14 to trace the length of the whole pants from the waistline all through. After tracing my waistline all through and tracing my pants length, I'll go ahead to cut it out. Now I go ahead to do my crotch measurement, which is 9 inch from the waist down, and I'm adding 1 inch for the back crotch measurement. I go ahead now to measure 8 inch from the folded angle of the as my waist. I mark the point, which I'll now use to connect an arch to the bottom crotch point. I now go ahead to cut out the crotch and the waistline, and the next thing is to cut out the waistband. I'm leaving sewing allowances as I cut all around, sewing allowance of 1/2 inch. I measure my waist again to make sure that the cutting matches my expected waist measurements. My waistband, I'm cutting out a length of 32 plus 3 inches for sewing allowance, and the width is 5 inches, which I would fold to give me a 2-inch waistband, and 1 inch would go for sewing allowance. I'll begin by sewing the patch pockets I intend to attach to this trouser skirt. And when sewing the patch pockets, to make it easy, I fold all round and iron for easy sewing onto the pants. I go ahead to trace the points where I want to attach my patch pockets, and the next thing I do is attach my patch pockets. After attaching my patch pockets, I'll now sew my two crotch areas together. Sewing the back crotch area, I'm leaving 5 inch to the waist for my zipper, and I'll sew from the 5 inch below all through. That's for the back crotch area. Then for the front crotch area, I would sew it together from the waistline to the bottom. Then when I'm done sewing our both crotch areas, we have something like this. The back area has an opening for the zip, the front no opening. Then our pant starts looking like a skirt. And the next thing I move ahead to do is to stitch the center of the crunch area together. When I'm done stitching this part, I'll go ahead to hem our pants by double folding and stitching down all around the two legs of my trouser skirt. For the waistband, I'm going to be cutting a sew-on interface to be used. I take my measurements and then I cut out the interface, which I will place on my waistband and sew it down. I fold my waistband the good side in, place it on the interface, sew it down at the folded edge. I will go ahead to fold out the good side, yeah, like this, and I'm going to top sew on the angle I just sewed on. I'll top sew all through, and when I'm done with the top sewing, there's something I do. I'll use my scissors to cut on lines, cracks, because I don't want my waistband to be stiff. I now go ahead to attach my waistband to my trouser skirt, sewing on the edge that is not folded. And when I'm done sewing, our result will look like this. So this is how the waistband is going to look like. I take my final waist measurement to mark the point at which I'm going to be attaching my zipper, and I'll go ahead to attach my zipper. And this is the last thing we are going to be doing, and we are all done with sewing, cutting and sewing our trouser skirt. I wish this video was useful, and if you are hoping to learn one or two things about sewing, designing and crafts, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you get notified each time I post a new video. Please like to support my channel so I can create more content, and you can find a video on how to cut and sew the turtleneck I'm wearing in this video in my content. Thank you very much for watching. If you do have any questions or any requests, please drop it down at the comment section and I will endeavor to respond to your requests and your questions. Stay blessed. See you in my next video. Bye.